Alright. Last trial time. Everyone had heard Monokumo's, I said Makoto. Monokumo's proclamation. And they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there...
Monokuma appears!
Hello! Hello, hello! He's multiplied?
Wrong.
Nope, not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I'm multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy.
You're not playing along. Along! We're not here to play with you. Okay, fine.
Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please aboard the pain train, or elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay, then shall we?
Please!
Hold on! I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
What the heck?
I told you already, I didn't do it. For serious. For serious. That reminds me. Did you ever find the other costume, or notes? Well, no, but... How unfortunate. It would seem we have our culprit.
Hey,
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin. Oh my god, there's only 2 dudes left? Wait. Right now, only Byakuya and then Hiro is alive. Right? That's it for dudes? And then me. And then right now, it's just Celeste, Sakura, Hina, Kyoko. Oh. I was like, wait. The amount of dudes just shortened real fast. Guess we just lost 2 of them, so. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Tifumi or Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the 2 that lost their lives. I'm really upset about Taka's death. The one who killed Tifumi and Taka. The one who killed 2 of her friends. Tifumi was just kind of gross. The killer is... someone right here. I guess we can talk to everyone.
damn.
I don't like Monokuma's carefree attitude.
Just the worst.
Let's hurry up and go so we can make Hiro pay for his crimes. She is so set on Hiro. Were you listening? Wait till we get to the courtroom to begin your arguing. I was just chatting again. It would appear the culprit has been confirmed. This trial will be over in no time. It wasn't me. You gotta believe me.
Hey,
The story begins when we get down there. Oh shoot, I don't want to talk to you. We have to deal with Genocide Jack again.
yes.
Come on, Big Mac, let's do it! Is that everyone? Jesus. They really shrunk down. Took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. Began to walk toward the elevator, once everyone was aboard. The doors closed on their own. The steel box began to move. Oh my god, so little people. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we all settled this, we couldn't go anywhere. Not sure how long it was before the elevator came to a stop. The elevator door slid open, opening up a cruel fate. Oh! Wow. When I see all you gathered together like this, I realize how few of you there are left. Your life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Only because of you. Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
What?
What? Do you really hate me that much? That I'm so cute?
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break.
Yoo-hoo!
I never told you. I never hold out you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. So the current open once again. Deadly judgment, a deadly deception. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Here we go. Save. Oh. Fumi and Taka. Blow to the head. Killed with a similar weapon. Blue tarp. Under Taka's lifeless body. Used to move Taka to avoid leaving any bloodstains. Dahlia's found when the bodies were rediscovered in a repository. There's no handles, and the blood was found on one of the wheels. Assumed that this was the same Dahlia was in the equipment room where Carol Taka's body was originally discovered. First found in the nurse's office, Yumi's glasses were covered in blood. However, they were next seen in the repository. They were completely clean. Spotless hammer. Hammers of all shapes. Found in a repository. One of them found wet. Apparently recently washed. Door connecting the art room to repository was designed to open only from the repository side. According to it was locked during the search, and then when the bodies were rediscovered, it was unlocked. Puddle of blood was found in the equipment room where Taka's body was initially found. Tire tracks were found. Cloth was found in the trash can in the nurse's office. It was branched with a particular cartoon character, and it was found with blood on it. One has to wonder if someone used it to wipe away some blood. Fumi's body disappeared when Celeste and Aoi left the nurse's office to use the bathroom. Apparently they weren't gone for more than a minute or two. This is a note that the hero wrote to everyone. To me in the dining hall. Me in the dining hall. Handwriting's remarkably neat and clear. Apparently that's important somewhere. The handwritings don't match. I just realized that. Those handwritings are both different. This is like more messy. These are blueprints for Robo Justice. Robo Justice costume. No one but Hero could have possibly fit in the costume. Anyone wearing it would not be able to see their feet or bend at the waist more than 90 degrees. As Hero received a mysterious note last night. Found a hole, maybe we could use it to escape. It's me in the rec room, 1 a.m. Kiyotaka's wristwatch broke with the hands pointing just at past 6 o'clock. It's confirmed that late night when the watch still worked, which means it must have broken the following morning when he was attacked. Taka's lifeless hand was found clutching a small scrap of paper. Fumi had this note hidden on him. One edge of it appears to be torn, and that's the one that says "Please meet at 6 a.m." E-handbook. They had their own e-handbook. Text is a card key. Owner's name is displayed each time the handbook is put up. I believe that no handbooks were involved in carrying out this murder. Then why is that evidence? Yeah, the handwritings are different on for the things. Let's go.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it.
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
You have no right.
Call it a murderer!
Yeah, she has no right to say anything.
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know.
Is Hiro really the killer, or for anything else? We have to make that clear. I don't think so at all. My doubts are instantly dropped. Yasuhiro's message.
Everything we found in your room, the blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
Right.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No, just.
I think it's about the
hold on a
blueprints. Look at the blueprints. Yeah. Right, yeah. I got it.
Everything we found in your room, the blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proving that you are
Oh,
the
shoot!
culprit.
Dang it, I missed.
It's not true. It's Hiro, why?
No, just hold on a second.
I forgot to slow down.
Everything we found in your room, the blueprints, the suit parts.
Got it.
No, that's wrong. Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on. I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one.
Oh! I accidentally skipped through that.
Then who was in that Robo Justice suit?
I think he said he agreed with Makoto.
Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
Of course, he passes it off to me.
Who was in the Robo Justice suit?
How am I supposed to know like that? The suspicious individual in question is the one that must have been in the suit. The Illuminati. The suspicious... I have no idea. I would say Tina.
I got it! Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
Don't think it's the same
That
iron
doesn't
about
make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo Justice suit.
That makes
What?
sense. I think that makes sense.
Now that's a bold assumption.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Ah, okay, I see. He couldn't If he was in the suit, he couldn't have bent down. And he clearly couldn't take it off because it was difficult to take off. He couldn't have bent down to move the cart. The things that are moved to use Taka's body, they must have been... it doesn't matter which one we use. Let's do with the dolly first.
I got it.
There's still one more thing. Oh, yeah. So we're just doing both. The blue chart.
I got it. They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What's with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain.
It's Byakuya, that's why.
Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room. And then when we
Oh,
found
and
it
then...
for the
Oh,
second
shoot.
time, it was wrapped in a...
Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository, and then when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp. Right, okay. I keep clicking too fast.
It was the same tarp that up until
Or
then
accidentally
was
clicking.
stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body, am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
I solved the last two cases, so you could take a seat back.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Wow, I never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. Maybe I can change your mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. Oh my god, another new element? Jesus. Reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're gonna add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see the ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the left mouse button won't be enough to handle them. Now, it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the tab key. Okay. It's like locking on, you have to press the tab key in time with the tempo marker. Just remember that the tab key now has a function along with the... Okay. Automatically reload at the start of the fever time, and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle... Oh my god. Should have started with gentle. In case you can ignore everything I just said. Okay. Oh, we're doing it with Celeste?
You had it wrong. I cannot agree.
Oh.
You are a fool.
Oh.
So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch.
Oh, I forgot.
I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch.
Oh.
You had it wrong.
How do I do it?
You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. forced. Away with you.
Oh, shoot.
You miserable wretch.
Oh, shoot.
I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
Whoa, I wasn't expecting this.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah.
That was weird.
The subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's
Oh, oh my god, I keep clicking too. I swear I don't mean to click.
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? I love this.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over. Then you could push the dolly, no problem.
I see. Shoot.
So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
Sorry, I don't think I realized anything.
I see. I know. He couldn't have bent over. He couldn't have done
As
it.
we know, Taka was killed, and from there.
Yeah.
And from there.
Loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled
Now, keep in mind
Oh.
that the dolly.
Well, yeah, but even without a all you'd have to do is bend.
Yeah.
No, it's wrong. You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
I'm as blind as a bat in here. Can't even see my feet at all. Surprised how you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. This is like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
There's absolutely no chance the costume was taken off just to move the body because... you can't take it off by yourself.
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. Little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make the stupid freaking thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. Looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. You don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo-Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo-Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get her? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo-Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the 2nd floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down to the hallway and disappeared.
and then...
Yeah. Huh? What was that? came from downstairs. It must have been... Hifumi! He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement.
Right.
I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor, to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
Correct.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Oh, Hifumi's body disappeared!
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating or something? Or is this...
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository.
It's a lot of Celeste informing everyone of everything.
Which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them, no matter what.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what.
Oh! Frick, I wanted to right click.
Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
I don't think so. Justice Hammers were numbered, but they really is in that order?
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the
Oh, wait.
Justice Hammers.
No, that was not what I wanted. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to... I'm a dummy. Oh my god.
So, regarding I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order the Taka came last.
Okay, that wasn't the one I wanted to...
It's true that Hifumi was killed, while Taka's death came from a swing.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
numbered, but really is in that order.
So, regarding I wonder if he, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammer.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3.
Okay,
while
so I
Taka's
think
death
I need
came
to...
from
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding Taka, I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the jump.
Nice.
No,
I'm a freaking detective.
hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. Something that relates to what time he must have died. The clock. He was killed at 6 a.m. Or around 6 a.m. And then Hifumi was killed later on. Wristwatch. I need a S. I need a S. I need a S. What? Oh. H. There. Oh, shoot. Wait. How do you spell watch? I know I need an H. I'm a dummy.
Now I understand. I got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Hey you! How long were you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Yeah. Huh? Oh, okay. I've seen this like a million times.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body. That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Don't go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait,
The whole
then what
time.
if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
We could not have gone for more than a minute or two, though. So the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in a short amount of time. It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Right. Hifumi was still alive when we found it again. I was thinking that. He was still alive. Huh?
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another... ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive. Is it really possible? Yeah. I remember because we found him again and he woke up. Broken wristwatch.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
No.
And that is why the announcement was made.
Are
It was
we
for-
really so sure about that?
It was just for Taka.
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Right.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi, there's a chance he was actually...
No,
Oh, shoot.
it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a...
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Oh, shoot. Crap. I was wrong. I'll figure it out. Wait! I only had one. Oh, I didn't know the hearts carry over. Oh, shoot.
Are you saying that when we first... There's a chance he was...
No, it is Hifumi was dead.
I don't have like a
without
thing to
doubt.
scroll through right
And
now.
you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery and Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement...
Are we really so sure? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been...
No, that's wrong. Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Because he announced the dead body again. Then we found them again?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty. Huh? He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again.
Exactly, and he did make the announcement again.
That's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Second body discovery announcement. The first time it played was when we found each dead body in the nurse's office in the equipment room. The second time was when... both bodies were rediscovered.
We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Body has been discovered! After a certain amount of time, which we may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard.
He cleaned his own glasses so he could see. Oh my god.
But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
I'm really sus of Celeste. There has to be proof that Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Okay.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office.
Okay.
And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
No, it's wrong.
Unprofessional.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood.
Okay, I have something to say.
But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
Planets are found in trash. Okay. I'm thinking right now. I don't know if it's 100% Celeste yet, because I don't know. She's just really suspicious. I'm thinking Hifumi maybe murdered or took part in the murder of Taka. And then for some reason he tried to play it off as he was dead at first. Like he died too. I guess. But then I'm not sure who killed him afterwards. If it was Celeste, I don't know. There's someone else who killed him. But like I feel like he took part of it. I don't know.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... what exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wipes the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The blood packets in the fridge.
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He
probably used one of those.
So he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Taka's body was a Hifumi.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means, when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
I think that Hifumi stole from Taka. Could it be? No. Oh.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you? That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What?
I think that's a spoiler, so I'm gonna ignore it for now.
Yes, his pants.
I just read the first bit.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Just, find out. Sure. Okay. Monokuba can't find out, so we don't tell anyone else. So yeah, that's just a note.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been... I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Happy!
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still. Can't let her get to me. The torn piece. Hey! We're doing the class trial now. I'm good, how are you?
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to me?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Oh, shoot. Time on the notes at 6 a.m. What happened at 6 a.m.? Okay.
Then the person it was in must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to me?
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with
Forgot my buttons for a second.
No, that's wrong.
That's really bad.
No, there absolutely is a
Oh my
connection.
god.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. You've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick
Oh, you
Taka.
drink protein.
Just the same as me.
No, it's just Arizona. a green tea. Not protein. No protein coffee for me.
The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Who thought Ifumi stole the note for Taka? The torn keys.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body,
A
I
fighting
saw that
herds?
his lifeless
They
hand was
fighting
gripping
herds
a
game?
small scrap of paper.
Never heard of that game.
If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap.
Yup.
Oh, and if he was
It's in
done.
the
I
same
thought she was
piece of
done.
paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from its death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Because he's not. Alright, my suspicions. I'm not suspicious of him at all. And I think we cleared out with most of his suspicions. Not all of them. I'm really suspicious of Celeste, actually. Because like every time something happened, she was always the one to like witness it or announce it or something. So it was like really weird. And then she kept refuting what I was when I went against her. So I don't know. But I don't know, that's just my thought. And I think definitely Hifumi had some sort of part in the Taka's murder. If he did probably kill him.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know, something seemed odd about it. Something's off. I don't know.
During that time, we'd all split up and were
I don't
searching
trust
for
it.
Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus! Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it.
I kind of feel that deep in your heart you think Byaku's. Yeah, that's true. He's always suspicious. He was also weird about this in this case too, but I think that's just him being him. Cause he was like, cause when he talked to me, he was like I revealed something to him, and then he wasn't very clear about it, and then he walked away. It was like weird.
But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around
I zoned
those
out.
other rooms...
So the question is, How could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste?
Those were accounted
I
for
keep
in other rooms
accidentally
too.
clicking.
And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
There's actually is. Oh, because there wasn't any blood on any of the hammers on the floor. It was the one in the that was on the wall. This whole picture surrounding the case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow I have to find the shoes. Spotless hammer, yeah. It was washed. Just one character survived and I was died.
Kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer
Kyoko,
3?
obviously.
Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
Oh, wrong one. Clicked the wrong button.
The murder weapon wasn't a justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off.
Yeah. Music's so good.
I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who
Search
betrayed
about
him.
and go hyper and they go, no, this is wrong.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but... Okay.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Okay. So there's no chance two people work together on this?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act,
Okay.
assuming the rule holds true.
But that only really applies if there's, in this case, however, two murders.
Get that.
Based on the rules that
I
have
was not
been
get
laid
it
out for
for the
us,
second time, and this is what.
even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate, assuming the rule holds.
Yeah.
Since there were 2 murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2 separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating 2 separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice.
This manga about Kill Thunder Pass. You can read it if you like it so much. But you need to do it after. Oh, okay, gotcha. Interesting.
Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
Yeah, Kyoko's like so like mysterious. Like barely hardly know anything about her.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us that there were 2 murders were the same. That was the same characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning. Which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing though. That's right. When you think about it, she's almost too amazing. It's like it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then
I personally like Byakuya more, like a character, about need to make more like that.
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions and in the end murdered him. And the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Wait, what did I just say? Oh, I can't check. I really think it's Celeste. Cause she's manipulated Hifumi before. I don't know. Preserve their own manga. Yes, the hero would probably be a comedy gold, yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna go with Celeste.
Here's my answer.
Was I really right?
It was Celeste.
What?
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder...
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
Yeah.
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot! Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Countering the suspicious individual. Paper hidden in Fumi's countering.
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Don't steal all my spotlight from me, okay? Let me have a... Yeah, Oh, I had no idea who was to do it, but I picked Celeste too. It's kind of hard to pick someone other than accept her even. Yeah, I was very suspicious of her throughout it. She was like, as I was like going through it and like reviewing the case over and over again, I was like, there's like a pattern with her. It's just so weird. What do I have to apologize for?
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
My dog just went on my bed. She looks so suspicious. I saw a shadow moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was walking the stairs, so he headed further down the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
What was that? Came from downstairs. Okay.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Then why don't we split it into two groups? I'll head to the hunting party. Seems more interesting. Koda and Hina. Okay.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
Celeste was not known. That costume for a Master Hero would be stupid transformer. Just like imagined. How she see it for the first time in her mind was like, what the heck is this?
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
Is this This is her first female killer. Interesting. I mean, well, there was a Sayaka, but she ended up dead anyways. Certainly didn't expect this. Did not even would be her murder.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What?
I'm
Oh,
talking
what are you talking
what
about?
you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Must have really been enjoying this. From the sight of us standing around fighting confused. I'm going to die here. I'm going to die.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Like I said, that Celeste comments doesn't make sense. What's he alluding to? Okay. Alright.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Oh! Oh wait, I need to scan something. Shoot.
Shoot.
There's something I need to scan. Just kidding.
All I said was,
Chihiro.
They must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be positive. We are all going to die. We are going to die. Just and that is all.
And that's all it takes.
What was so strange about Celeste's
Scan that.
comment?
Okay. Okay.
All I said was they must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be positive. We are all going to die here. We are going to die. Just
There we go.
No, that's wrong. That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have
They could've-
possibly fit into that suit.
Could have done it when he was still asleep.
Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer.
And they just like hung him over the body. Yeah, second case is sad. Fourth one will be sad as well. The second case touched me so much more, maybe because Chihiro's weakness much true. Yeah. And I liked both of them. Mondo and Chihiro a lot. So sad to see them go. Oh man. The fourth one's gonna be sad. Oh god.
In other words, it
And I was
is
sad
an
about-
unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away.
I was sad about Taka dying in this one.
If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations. There wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Fumi away. The only possibility is dance. They're dancing. That's what they're doing. Giramondo's very nice contrast. Yeah. Then he's dragging the suspect away. Suspect had been drinking. Ah.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture
Dancing.
of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
Having a party.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility.
Yeah, because it could have just been Hiro, because Hiro was knocked out, and they could have just draped him over his shoulders.
The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Oh, poor Hiro.
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
It's less thing she can prove there's no way Fumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible? Alright. Yasuhiro's message. Robo Justice Blueprint. Okay.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
I remember what Hina said. She couldn't bend in the waist, right?
You dressed me up in that suit after I Then you just draped me across. You tried to make me look like...
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing. If the person inside the suit was, there's no way they could stand
Oh.
up straight like that.
Was that wrong? Oh shoot. What was just
dressed
a
me up in
blueprint?
that suit after I passed out! Then you just
Just the
draped me across
costume?
Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You
Yeah, it's
tried
just
to
a
make me look like...
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is if the person
Oh.
inside the suit was unconscious. There's no way they could.
There we go. I had the wrong one.
No, that's wrong. No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
Excuse me. Totally can't bend at the waist.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially
I think we got her.
and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Uh-oh. I really love this case because Celeste is so awesome trying to protect herself. Also like it when she go crazy because Hifumi is a very bad assistant. Yeah. I wasn't expecting her to be a murderer because she's always like, we have to adapt and live in this place forever. So I wonder what her motive is exactly. And I don't think it's because of the money.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate? Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hifumi was a detective. She could have just told him to say that. Hero.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hatagure!
She was losing it.
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
This is more than just saying.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
Maybe he was worried about Hiro. Like, you just said his name out.
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Are you sure you guys see it? Yeah.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
The last names. The last names. Oh my god.
I got it! That's right. Our last names. He called us all by our last names.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Yeah, so I almost... Hagakure. I just forget that Yasuhiro had a last name at all. It might be Celeste true, like, actual name. Because I don't think Celeste Lunenburg is their actual name.
Well, no. Hold on.
Maybe.
There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste.
Yeah, her
She
real
never
name.
actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I? What? I think I
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen.
Wide.
My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
No, it's not. Celeste won't give up. So then you have to do something to make her accept it. Bullet time thing? Oh. Oh, maybe not. Not yet. Yeah, Humbug spotless hammer Yasuhiro's message.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one
Which voice
person
actress
here who might
not
have
lost
that
it?
last
Yeah, they're
name,
really good.
It would have to be you, Celeste. You
She was
haven't
really
told
good.
anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg. God damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is. Moron.
Alright, there's something here that shows their owner's real name. I'm sure Kyoko mentioned something like that at some point.
Hifumi was
The
trying
handbook.
to tell us something.
The handbook, the handbook, the
He
handbook.
wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't.
how many times do I name? Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since
You have no way to contradict me. No, that's wrong. That's it. The handbook.
Yeah. It has all the the actual information. And they're from last case.
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is actually vital to the... Okay. Start up, display your name. Okay.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
that's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
I think handbooks never will be able to use as in a future case. Okay.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because...
Oh my god, when they start repeating, it gets crazy.
Till the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Yeah. Remember high genders and high names. Okay. Yeah. That's good to know.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
Yay! I like the comic things. How did the killer recruit their accomplice? Seduction. You get to see the funny. I like the comics too. Oh, okay, that's not gonna be used for anything. Find out killers call their victims to the rec room. Their victim? Who was it the killer summoned first? Yasuhiro. And then... this is 1 a.m. Put him in that suit. Knocked him out, stuff in the rope suit. Use a certain item. This was from the first case, so we're not going to use that at all. Oh no, Taka! Time was Taka supposed to head to the equipment room. What number is that? 4? Oh, that's when we give her the camera. I was like, wait, why are we in this? We also remember you as the wasted potential. Listen, he was funny, okay? I liked him. What is this? Am I missing one? No. Okay. So we gave him the... Oh. This is wrong. Stuffed him in the Robo Justice suit. Oh no, I'll come back to that. He's spinning around with the blood. Justice Hammer was in nurse's office. Which Justice... Oh god. Which one? I guess 3, right? I think it was 3. Oh my god, look at all this. Can use something to move Taka's body. Oh, the wheel. That's when she betrayed him. That's that one. Okay. Knocked him out, stuffed him into the Robo Justice to solidify evidence. Use a certain item to do it. I think this has to be the camera. This is when we give the camera. Take the photo. What is that? That's from the second case. I don't know what that is. What is that? Is that from earlier, I think? Mention himself as a Sailor Moon. Oh, split butter. I don't think this is... Oh no. That one's... Oh, this is this, I think. So it can't be that one. Maybe the second Justice Hammer? Because he got hit the first time. I think that's the only one that makes sense. Okay.
Here's exactly what happened.
We'll try it out.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
This is a very well thought out case. Like, props to Celeste on that.
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
Sure, it's a very good plan.
That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault.
Oh no, wait. I understand your... I didn't understand. I understand it now. I see what you said. I see what you said. So it looked like I was the killer. I'm sorry, it was a bit slow on that.
They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker.
Hold on a second. I need to take my sweater off because it's really hot.
And then finally, at 6 a.m.,
She was the
they
culprit.
moved into the murder phase of the
For
plan.
sure. Oh, thank you.
They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect.
But for sure, I'm gonna play them.
The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room.
Because this one's awesome.
There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But
Yeah, he's trying to trick you about the culprits. They're not much as obvious. Okay. So it's gonna get harder. That's great.
while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He
it's harder, but more interesting for sure.
And use the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository.
It's not hard in general, because you're just choosing stuff. I just want to see who it was. Ah, okay, I see. Gotcha.
That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the
Oh, person behind it all. Click too fast. Oh, she gets such a pretty one. Wait, what is... That was a weird transition. He kind of looks like...
Sorry, you lose.
He kind of looks like Sora in this Kingdom Hearts. If his hair was spikier. Like even the jacket. Nice comic text. We try to cut each other with the katana.
I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words?
Right, Shammer loses. Oh, like in samurai movies. Gotcha.
They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no.
Get a real name?
Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
She dropped her accent too. What are the chances that they had the same name? What the heck?
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
Whoa, she dropped her accent and everything. Wow. I got everything right in the comics thing. I didn't realize. Nice.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin.
Oh, she's just accepting it?
Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
I wonder why she did it exactly.
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will
You did it,
become
congrats.
the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Wow. Interesting. This was a cool one. It was very interesting. I wonder what her execution's gonna look like.
It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The black in this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Fumi's aptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Shifumi with this plan. But how'd you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would happily agree to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty lying.
And everyone vote for Yasuhiro.
My specialty. Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then,
Then you used, you know. I knew you figured it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right to get Ifumi to act as my accomplice.
Indeed.
I used her. She took the laptop. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean... Is she talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What? What? What are you talking about?
just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop, as usual. How sad.
In other words,
Then you're the one that stole it.
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit. Oh, what are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It was about what was stolen. I know who did it.
what? Are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it. Oh, that's how she set him. She set him up.
So then,
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken, you know what, to Taka's room earlier, and took pictures of it there. I deleted the pictures as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell out if either of us got close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did?
as for me,
He came to my room last night unannounced. And then, it's hard for me to even say. He abused me. Oh.
what?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he was asked, he would show them to everyone.
Wow, that's a crazy story.
So I had no choice.
Damnation!
What a story to come up with.
Jesus. That's a crime. An absolute crime. I know he'd gone a little crazy, but
Say what?
I never imagined he'd go that far. It's amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable it was. I was about to say something I never said before in my life.
Completely unforgivable!
I'm going to kill him. I'm going to fucking kill him.
most unfortunate.
Please, if you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands.
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean... Taka is going to try to kill you.
indeed.
And also, he can keep her to himself.
This is unforgivable!
Bastard.
Completely
Bastard.
unforgivable.
Honestly,
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear I will save her!
actually,
Then, would you like to join me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan. I've devised this way to reclaim what we had stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete. Huh? What are you talking about? Yeah, the story in the case is complicated and funny, but it's not much touchy-feely stuff. Guess 3 sad cases in a row is too much.
Yeah, this is a nice, little break, I guess.
Oh, nothing. Fumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad. It would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Fumi's creation?
Indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But...
So, why do you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Fumi, how did you explain that part about him playing dead? What she was asking is, what was Fumi supposed to do after that, assuming you had actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead once someone showed up, I told him to stay. He'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that?
Everyone used stupidity of Yasuhiro and Ivy. Yeah. Kinda feel bad for them.
Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Fumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him and what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Fumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent, in fact. Fumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
so in the end,
So you had planned to kill him all along. But of course, there would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can a human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then, what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Is it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. For the moment, our new life began here. My only thought was been to escape.
I knew it.
But all along, you were saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch.
Obviously, that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch.
I wanted to get out. Every day was a fresh torture. And do you want to know why, huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a little life here would have meant nothing less than giving up my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical glee.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And what dream of this is of yours? Nice voice samples, yeah.
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle? A castle? What? What is happening?
And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers / bodyguards.
Why? Are they vampires? All their eyes are red. It's kind of creepy.
I was going to make them
Dress up like vampires. I was right. Vampires and satisfy my every need.
Once I attained that, I would have created a perfect aesthetic world of decadence?
This is fine.
Decadence? Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life was all about.
That was so odd.
Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million, I would have made that dream a reality.
Oh my god, that's so selfish.
I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursue my dream until the very end, so why not? Wait.
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own needs, for my own ends. I feel nothing.
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. This isn't terrifying how different our values are. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying, and plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people, I can even fool my own emotions. The consciousness deceives the unconsciousness. And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right, I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But, you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice then,
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Hey,
You just get executed again. Celeste smiled then, and when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could feel her own feelings, but that statement itself, fool her own feelings. That statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
You're all done. Okay, then let's get rolling. The Black disturb the peace and must pay their price.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Celeste is hate to be normal and simple. She has a dream to live in a castle to be queen of vampire boys. But this costs a lot of money, yeah. So that's why she started gambling. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That's why she goes deep into hiding casino stuff and playing gambling games with mafia and other criminals, big guys. All for a dream. That's crazy. She became so obsessed with that.
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone.
Aw. That sounds a little sad. I kind of feel bad, but not really.
Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Because she really tried to... She set up Taka and tried to set up Karo. And then tried to... And then killed Ifumi. And then tried to get away with it, and then the rest of us would have died. So... She got her... The burning of the Versalius witch? Oh my god, they're doing a witch burning? Oh my god. This one's so different. It's so spooky. Wait a second. Wait, she's getting... They really had to hit her with a truck. Yeah, she has a crazy story about gambling when you spent free time with her. Play Russian roulette with one champion. And she'll go. Gotcha. It's over. Third execution's over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friends, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and there's the hope you guys are gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation. I was just joking with her. It's like, you want a beautiful death? Nah. There's a simple death by a car accident.
Let me out of here!
What do you... I care about hope. I'll just throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. It is my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes, it is, but that's the reality but that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna keep us going through this? What do you... Oh, that's me. How long are you gonna keep us going through this? What do you want from us? Yeah, I think once. Maybe I'll talk to him next time. God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
What did you do to my body? Crazy stories too.
Ooh, how exciting.
Oh man. Oh jeez. Oh man. Oh jeez. What do you mean? What did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. Is Celeste? Oh, not Celeste. It's is Kyoko a robot? That'd be cool. What was just that just now? Mastermind did something to Kyoko's body. What does that mean? Okay, things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys can go on and enjoy your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
I've set on Kyoko being a robot now. Because that would be cool. Or part robot. Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair. There's one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but... What's that key that Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
What? Then that means... Celeste probably hid it there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. So we approached the dressing room. Sir Crow's a nice character. Story Kyoko not has stories. So oh man. I mean, yeah, she's always so secretive. Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still a risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please let me go. Standing here arguing is just gonna draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
well then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay?
Huh?
Oh my... Huh? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. Tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone to the dining hall, headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko here alone.
Shall we go?
Yeah.
So then,
We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as soon as the locker swung open, we saw.
You're really cool.
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. I never heard Kyoko so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow? I'll do my best, so wait just a while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do on your own here at the school?
you.
Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However,
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know? That just makes me even more worried.
what?
Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that, it's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No, I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious people believe in their friends, right? That's why I wanted you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe you. Just a little bit more. Then,
That's fine.
fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see, what I heard from Kyoko then was, well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believed in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action.
Ooh!
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera and water in it. It's in the storage closet there, way in the back. Secrets. She said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? Go. This one. Just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about. Could it really be hidden here? She said it was way back in the storage closet. But I mean, seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet. Suddenly, as if I was being yanked in. There's a secret door? At the same time I heard the sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. Oh, log crash. I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out, the back wall was a revolving door, and I made my way back to the other side. Just like Kyoko said.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor, there's a storage closet. But way back in the closet, there's a secret room. So this is the secret room? But what's in here? Oh my god, okay. Just a normal desk with no more drawers. Bunch of files, looks like volume after your books. They're all covered in docs. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope Peak Academy Student Registry? This is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it secret recently? I slipped the file into my hand. But before I had a chance to look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file. I turned my attention to it. You must not leave. Okay. Yeah, secret door to most dirty office room. You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I can't understand if it said, like, I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It's like deja vu. The words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? Oh my god! A strange sound rang out through my head. It felt like I was shaking my brain back and forth, and then darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. Who was that wearing a wrestler's mask, bruh? What? I didn't know how long it'd been. No! They took everything! Oh, man. We're this close to probably finding a couple of answers or something. Ow! Apparently something hit me, and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. Of course. The dull throbbing pain in my head had proved that much, at least. Oh no, it's all gone! You're not even close. An empty bookshelf. Huh? Empty? Gone. It's all gone. The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen to the floor. It's all gone? What does this mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. It's not even beginning. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room. Get some rest. Oh man, now I have like even more questions. My body was heavy with pain and my mind heavy with the thought. I dragged myself back to my room. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. The farther I walked, the more I felt. Things are getting blurry. I can't see in front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... As if from a vast distance I heard a sound. It was a faint but undeniable. That sound. It's coming from the gym? Oh my god, we just keep going. So I desperately hauled my shaky frame toward the gym. The sound got stronger and stronger. What's going on? It can't be nothing. Here in the gym? Let's go. It didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sound coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. What the? Before me there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side not human. That's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move or even breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this?
What the? After 5, 4, 3, 2. What?
Here, you defy me.
Is that actually Sakura?
This wasn't part of the deal.
The deal?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay. But you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then, could it be? The mastermind spy is... Sakura? Oh my god. Oh, there's only 7 of us left.
my gosh. What Super Real Justice. Oh my god, yeah, save. That was a lot. Okay. That'll be good to stop for now. Leon killed Psycho. Leon. It did save, right? Yeah, chapter 3 end. Next picture for save, I guess. Yeah. just Sayaka's dead body. Oh my god, my ears. What? So much happened. So Sakuro's a spy? And there was the secret back room, and then we got attacked by a masked person. And then Kyoko, something's wrong with her body. And we found the laptop again. And then Celeste, their whole murder thing. Oh my god. I have like, I have like twice more questions now. Like, what the heck? I'm excited. So, there's like so much mysterious things are happening. The case was also interesting. The whole case thing was interesting. So, I'm excited. I wonder what's gonna happen next. There's only 7 left. So it's Toko, Byakuya, us, Kyoko, Sakura, Hina, and then Hiro. I have no idea who's gonna kill next. Or what even the next motive would be. Yeah, this case will be something. I hope so.